fetch a stack like that. And if it getting toxic, tell the boy fall back. If it was back then, I'd be tripping off that.
The NFL playoffs are here, and this matchup on Wild Card Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Seahawks and the Buccaneers, next on Madden NFL 23.
Playoff football has come to the west coast of Florida, and we are at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
The mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here come the Seahawks. Time for that offense, and quarterback Russell Wilson to go to work.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing, and now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose, or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw is Wilson. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And Ingram holds it in. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. From the 39, Wilson. And this one complete to Smith. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Gibson. Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here are the Bucs now to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie cornerback.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
A little juke. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this to the 35, good for a gain of 5. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that will be incomplete. Here we go on 4th down. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. On 1st down, Wilson. This one left side caught by Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down.
Awesome.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A give to Gibson running right. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Once more, Gibson. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks take back over. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On 2nd and 9, Wilson completes it to Evan Ingram. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards the pickup there. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. He'll get it inside the 20. They juked him, and he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Yeah, boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Gibson will take this into the end zone for a Seahawk touchdown. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride in the offense this go-around. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll look to throw again. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Jamison Williams, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bucs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Now Wilson on 1st down. Got the connection here to Bourne. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. Pass complete once again to Bourne. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the 2nd half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the 1st half.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This, the 2nd of our triple header here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's NFC wildcard game. And you can see the result there. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that 1st half. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bucs ready to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the 2nd half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to have a Bucs first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's Williams on the catch. Dances by him. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They're going to look to throw. Fielded right around the 8. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. If they want to advance in this divisional... And oh my goodness, he loses it again. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Wilson. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. There we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And this one complete to Smith.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Throwing is Wilson.
He'll get it inside the 20, and he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Open man is born. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up second down. Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. He'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. And this is going to be incomplete. They're going on fourth down. It's Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back, throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, just was unsuccessful.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he gets this out past the 30. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.